This is Euphonium Selection 2, measures 21 to the end. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the easy part first. So at 21 to 22, make sure you're slurring all the way into measure 22. The jump down to the F at measure 22 goes from a high E flat down to the F. Make sure you have that, keep that high E flat in your head because that's the note you're about to jump back up to. Fortunately, you do get to tongue that, which makes it a tiny bit easier, but make sure you get all the way up to that note. Same thing happens at 23. You go from a C down to D and then right back up to that C and you get to tongue it. Now make sure you do the dynamics there as well. Now let's break down these trills. First of all, 90% of the time, whenever you see a trill, what it's telling you to do is the note that's written, so for example, G at measure 24, that note that's written, you're going to go between that note and the note above that note, which they actually have written out for you right in front of it, this time because of the grace note. So you're basically just going to be going with the grace note. That's the first trill. The second trill from the D to the C. The third trill from the E flat to the D. And then 29, that trill with the G. This one actually I would use an alternate fingering for that G. I'd use second valve for the G because it's easier to go from G to F sharp that way. And then measure 30, that trill is a B flat to an A flat. And make sure you get up to that D. And the last measure is the same as the first trill you did. And I do recommend using the fourth valve on that low C, unlike what I just did. Use the fourth valve on the low C because that's going to be much more in tune. Yeah, other than that, just make sure that section from 25 to the end, same idea as the beginning. It's actually the same melody as the beginning, just with some trills and slurs added into it. So make sure you're still keeping the same idea of it all being smooth and connected, even though it's jumping around. I guess the only other thing I should mention about those trills. Make sure on the trills that you do not play them for longer than is written. They're only supposed to last for a beat. So even though there's all those extra things written around it, that's just one beat. So measure 24 would be 1, 2, 3, ba-da-da-dum. So make sure you land on beat 1 at the correct time. I will leave it at that. If you ever want any help with this, please reach out to me. I know trills aren't a very common thing for euphonium players, and I am more than happy to help you. Other than that, happy practicing.